Hello and welcome to week 2 of our transformation journey, 1 week at a time. Last week we looked at self-reflection and goal setting. This week we're going to be looking at cultivating positive habits, those activities that will help to support and sustain our transformation as we go along. All right, let's get started. So first thing we want to do is look at our morning routine. Now, I am not here to talk about the 4 a.m. club and the 6 a.m. club and the 11 a.m. club. Everybody has their own internal clock and everybody has their modus operandi in terms of how they operate their life. If you are a shift worker, then obviously your morning is going to be based on your shift. Okay, so whether you wake up 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., when you wake up, that's going to be the beginning of your morning routine. All right, and what you want to do is look at that routine and look at how you start your day. That is what you're looking at, how your day starts. And what you want to do is start looking at things like, for example, I heard a story about somebody who, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is stoops. Or are you one of those people who groan? Are you one of those people who complain? So the first thing you want to do is when you wake up in the morning, be mindful of the first bunch of thoughts that come into your mind as soon as you open your eyes. Right? Waking up is a gift, regardless of what situation we're in. And I know that's difficult. Sometimes life happens and we navigate things and we wake up in the morning and we go, ugh. But life is a gift, and so we wake up in the morning. Look at how you are approaching waking up in the morning and greeting a new day and having another day to live, essentially. Some people meditate, some people pray. You don't have to do all of that. It could be a simple thing as wake up in the morning and say thank you. All right. And then you want to look at things like, I know some people don't eat breakfast in the morning, but you should ideally consume something. I know several people who have to have more than 1 cup of coffee in the morning. That's something you also want to look at. All right. So are you that person the minute you wake up in the morning, you grab your phone and you start texting and emailing and Facebooking and all these things? All right, so look at your morning routine, because that is what is essentially setting the tone for your entire day, right? Habit number 2, you want to look at your health. Specifically, we're starting with eating. I am not here to talk about dieting. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a fan of diets. What I am a fan of is mindful eating. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to look at your meals, not just what you are eating, but how you are eating. There's a science behind food, and that science has not changed. A lot of things have changed, but the science behind food has not changed. Okay, so you don't want to just look at what you're eating. You also want to look at when you're eating, and then even when you look at what you're eating, you want to look at how you combine those foods. So for example, one of the things that I tell people all the time is, if you're going to eat something sweet, put protein with it. You want to get something that's going to slow down that sugar. All right, so look at not just what you're eating, but the combination of how you eat it, and then when you're eating it and how you're eating it. Are you inhaling it or are you chewing properly? All right, so that's the second thing we're looking at. The third thing that we're going to look at is gratitude. We're going to start every single day. At the end of the day, we're going to pause and look at, what are we grateful for? All right, is it a simple thing like, I woke up this morning and I had no traffic? And if you live in Trinidad, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of those, if you know, you know. You get up, you got dressed, you jump in your car, and the road was clear. That happened to me on Saturday. I was like, where's everybody? Okay, so you want to look at little things. It does not have to be big, all right? It could be the little things, right? Because very often it is the little things that make us happy. It's also the little things, the accumulation of little things that make us unhappy. So every day we're going to look at 3 to 5 things that we're grateful for. And the fourth thing we're going to look at is time management. How are we managing our time? We live in a very, very busy world. And we're always going. And in between there are a lot of time suckers, time wasters. There are a lot of things. And I'm not even starting to talk about social media and the internet. That's just one big void. And the minute you sit down like this, hours later have passed. But there are other things in your life as well that is stealing time from you. So what you want to do is you want to look at how you pass the time every single day. There are a lot of apps there out in the world to help you. A lot of it is free. I am a little old school with things like that. I actually write things down. When I started tracking it, I went and I got a notebook and a pretty pen, and every single time I finished doing something, I would put down what I did and when I started and when I finished it. And you would be surprised how many things are sucking time. The other thing you're going to be surprised about is how you internalize time. All right? I'll give you a really good example. I have a friend who's always late. He is always late. It have no reality where this man is on time. And his biggest issue is when he thinks about all the things he has to do, he grossly underestimates how much time it takes him to do certain things. So anytime he has to do anything for me or with me, I ask him, I'm selling myself out now because he's going to know it's him. Because I ask him this all the time. What are you doing today? And then he will tell me all the things he's doing that day. And then he will say, I'll come and pick you up at X time. But I already know that I need to add an hour or 2 onto the time. That is in addition to telling him, before you leave this last stop, call me and let me know. Because he told me that's the last stop. That's not necessarily the last stop. All right. So time management. It's not just a matter of the things that are sucking your time, but also how you internalize time and understanding how long things take. My experience with people who are chronically late is that is their biggest issue. They grossly underestimate how long it takes to do certain things. All right? So I have my notes. Let me just check. Right? We have 4 things this week. We have our morning routine. We have our health in terms of food. We're practicing gratitude, and we're looking at time management. Now, remember, these positive habits are not going to happen overnight. All right? We're not cultivating habits that will fix tomorrow. These are long-term activities that we're doing, right? It's about taking small, consistent activities or actions every single day, because that's where we're going to find the biggest improvement in our life if we build it into our day-to-day life. All right, so again, looking at the notes, and yes, that is it. All right, so thank you very much for coming out and for all the messages I got concerning last week. They were quite interesting, and I'm so happy that you all are excited by it, and I look forward to the feedback for this week. All right, take care. See you next week. Bye.